All right, Jesse on fire. Welcome back. This is going to be the video that I do after I go to an event and I come back and I say, look, this is what you missed if you watch it on television. And I've got a special edition of that for you guys now because this is where I was sitting last night, okay? And I can't stress this enough. Last night was one of the most incredible nights of my entire life. I mean, like, and I say that to a bunch of hardcore MMA fans like you guys in that you all, if I tell some random person who's like a halfway, half in, half out MMA fan that like last night was an incredible card, they're like, oh, cool. They think like good fights. They don't understand. They don't understand like you guys understand what that card was last night. Like what it would mean to be sitting where I was for that card, being who I am and how much I love this sport, and like the energy that I put towards it. It's like, I just can't, I don't even know, man. Like it was unbelievable, dude. You have Izzy that gets the most iconic, honest to God, I think that's the most iconic knockout of all time. And I've really been thinking about this. I'm like, I know you always want to do recency bias, but I can't think of a more iconic knockout than that when you're trying, like when you're explaining it to someone else, like what that knockout meant, you know? And the fact that it was so calculated, He absolutely 100% was doing exactly what he said. And I said it when he was on the fence and was buckling up. Because at first I was like, he needs to keep his back off the fence. I kept yelling at all these guys that we were sitting with. You know, they figured out pretty quick that I like was, the most knowledgeable guy in our row. And so they were like, wait, what? And I'm like, he can't, if he's got his back against the fence, he can't back up. He can't control distance when his back is against the fence. And that's exactly how Alex knocked him out last time. And then the third time that he did it, I was like, oh, he's doing this on purpose. He's doing this on purpose for sure. I didn't know, like, he's definitely doing it. It seemed psychotic. It seemed totally crazy. But then he sparked him, dude. He trapped him into exactly what he did and then sparked him unconscious. Now, one of the videos I'm going to show you guys, by the way, is I have the video to show you that no one else has because I'm the one who took it from cage side right there of Alex Pereira when he's first waking up. This is the kind of thing that you do not see if you watch it on television, because when somebody gets knocked out and they get spun, they really get sparked like that. They don't stick the camera on them. Like they're focused on the winner because that's like the moment of glory. And so you really genuinely do not see how hurt these guys are sometimes. And Pereira, I mean, dude, you guys know, I've been to 10 UFC fights in the last, like in 2022, 2023, maybe 11 actually. And I've never seen someone hurt like that, dude. Never. I've seen a bunch of guys get knocked out, but I'm going to show you guys a video later of Alex when he first woke up. Dude, he did not know what dimension he was in, dude. If you said, what's your last name? He would have said Adesanya. He has no idea where he is. He has no idea who he is. His legs don't work. They have to like carry. It's crazy. Izzy completely starched him. I mean, and man, given the God, like the gravity of that fight, and then his post fight reaction with the arrows, and then he taunted the kid. It's like, anyway, I'm gonna get into all that, I promise, and then I'm gonna tell you guys some stories from being at the event last night. As I'm telling you, if you're taking me talking about this night last night as me trying to flex, I'm telling you that is definitely not what I'm doing. I'm like a kid who won a sweepstakes. Like that's how I look at the experience I had last night. Now, God willing, I will have other experiences like that, but that was definitely the first one that was like that, dude. Cage side, no obstructions, sitting with a bunch of NFL players, and it's, and that fight is just, I don't even know what to even say about it. It's like, I had very high expectations going in because I knew, whatever the celebrity section is, that probably means we're really, really close. That's all we knew. And it exceeded my expectations by a large amount, when you take the whole package in. Anyway, so I think I said this earlier, but if anybody who shares this video on Instagram and tags me in it, I will reshare your story. So let's, because I really feel like the passion should be kind of bleeding out of my eyes right now for the sport, for the event last night, for the fighters who fought. And I really would like to be able to share this with people who have not watched my content before. So like if you share this video on your Instagram story, I will reshare it. I apologize if I already said that. I've started this video 100 times and restarted it because I can't keep my brain straight. It was like I'm just in another dimension right now. But like so let me actually do this, dude. Let me show you guys this. Check this out, dude. So this is after the Izzy fight, right? Where he's on his way out. Like this is where we were sitting. It's just ridiculous, you know? This is ridiculous. But Izzy, man, okay, I want to talk about that fight right now. So Israel Adesanya going into that fight, right? And one thing that I really enjoy about going to events with people who do not really watch the sport is that I get to verbalize the things that I kind of know that are the premises for the fights, right? Where like, this guy, he's coming off of this injury or whatever. And if he wins, it's this. And if he loses, dude, his back's against the wall, all that. But like actually verbalizing it to people that are there. Like, obviously I love talking about this stuff and I do it on the channel all the time. And I basically just treat it the same way as I would if you guys were in person hanging out. And by the way, thank you everybody who came up and took pictures and wanted to hang out. So there was one person who said what's up to me on the street last night, like real late, that I felt bad. I was like, oh, thanks, man. But like I was in the middle of trying to figure my phone out. If it was you, I apologize. I would have stopped and talked to you normally, but we were trying to find our car and my phone was dead. But anyway, yeah, like explaining it to people where you actually are interacting with them, it makes it different, you know, because you can see their eyes kind of go, oh, wow, you know, because if you can communicate the gravity of a certain fight, anybody, especially guys in the league, like NFL guys, these guys, who's going to understand better than these guys, you know, how important these wins or losses are. And so, you know, when I was laying out the Israel Adesanya fight, I realized I'm like, this is just, if Izzy pulls this fight, if he wins, dude, if he actually pulls this off, it is going to be absolutely legendary. He's lost 3 times to this guy. This is the only guy who's ever given him problems at 85. And in real life, dude, at 205, he got taken down. Like, it's like there's no one who has really given him problems, and this guy starched him twice. And you just watch Izzy in the buildup to this fight, you know? And I love actually looking at these things in hindsight when you see what the result is, you know? And like I said, I did that video about the underdogs that not so much. Chris Curtis did good though, dude. Chris Curtis did really well. That was a really close fight. Rob Font won. And then one of them was, I did 5. One of them was canceled. Rob Font won. Chris Curtis did really well, just didn't throw enough punches. And then Masvidal and Pereira both lost. But like, you know, when I was doing that, like when I was talking about Izzy leading up to this fight, I kept saying, I was like, he's saying his life's on the line and it's different. You know, George was like, if I lose, I'm going to hang it up. He's saying it's my last chance. And like I said before, I'm like, you could just see Izzy is intentionally doing this because it makes the movie better. Like he's writing his own movie. And someone said to me also, they're all, dude, he like thinks he's in his own movie. I'm like, he is in his own movie. Like, and not just in his head. We're all watching. It is a movie, except it's real life. The stakes are real. It's not make-believe. The outcome is not predetermined. It is a movie. That's what this sport is. If you look under the surface, if you really look under the surface and just look, these guys' lives are on the line. I mean, if you have a good dramatic movie, what makes it good? The stakes are high. You have things that are important that you'll either win or lose depending on the success or failure of your efforts. That's what makes a great movie, you know? And that is what this sport is. Everybody's in the middle of their own movie, you know? And when it comes to Izzy, it's just it's the highest stakes there is, the biggest stage, and he understands that and he embraces it, And you could just see he was embracing it. He wasn't saying it's my last chance because he was nervous. He was saying it's my last chance because this is the dark horse. This is like a movie. The guy's beat him 3 times. And I could tell he embraced it. And then he goes out there and he plays possum and he starched him, dude. Like, the way he won could not, I think that's why it's the most iconic knockout ever. If you are like us, right? Like all of us, okay? When I say if you're a real fan, I'm talking to anybody who is no one watches my content that's a half in, half out MMA fan for the most part, dude. The people who watch my content are real MMA fans. And I assume that's why you guys like my content, because I talk about the sport the way that you see the sport. And anybody who really understands the sport like us knows he set him up, right? Like he played possum. He trapped him into that and knocked him out. There's something so much, like if you think about the Conor McGregor one, he starched Aldo with a counter strike that he practiced specifically. Or you look at the Ben Askren knockout that Masvidal did, and he knocked him out with a knee that he specifically planned to use. And those are the 2 other most iconic knockouts. And candidly, with those 2, I mean, like the Masvidal one, it was just so shocking. 5 seconds in, the gravity of, like how knocked out he was. He's undefeated going in. And the fact that he had tried it later. I'm sorry, he'd practiced it, you found out later. And the Conor one also, but the thing about those 2 is they didn't have to put themselves into astronomical danger to implement the strategy. Like like us, you guys know, like I know, that Izzy's game plan was to play possum on the fence with the most dangerous, most powerful, treacherous striker to ever do the middleweight division. There's never been a striker like that guy in the middleweight division that has power like him. Izzy is a better striker, but that guy is right behind him and he's much more powerful. And Izzy chose to put himself into the same position where he got knocked out last time. And he did it on purpose because he was so confident that Alex would walk into a trap and that Izzy would be able to snap like a snake and KO him. Gabrielle said that when she was watching him in the first round, she's like, he looks like a snake. I'm like, that's exactly what he is. He's a coiled cobra. That's exactly what he is. And he went there and played possum, boom, 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 and sparked him. And it's like, when there's a specific plan that a person executes, that's what makes it genuinely even more iconic. And you give the backstory, and then the how gnarly the knockout was. The fact that he had to put himself in. I can't get over that part. No one implements a fucking strategy like that, dude. You know what I mean? Like I'm being totally serious. Think of someone in MMA that's ever put themselves in that amount of danger. Like when you're fighting Alex Pereira, your strategy is not get myself trapped against the fence, dude. That's utterly insane. That is an insane strategy. He was that confident. He put himself in that position. And after how many rounds? How many rounds has he done with Alex Pereira? How many times has he knocked him out? Because that strategy is, I'm going to knock him out when he does this. Like that's what that strategy is. You're not trying to win a decision by putting yourself against the fence and playing possum. You're trying to starch him because you only get to do it once or twice. You don't get to do that 100 times. You get to trap him into being overconfident once or twice, not 10 times. So when you do that, you're trying to starch the guy. I mean, Izzy's fought. I mean, he fought for 4.5 rounds in the last fight, and he got starched. He had Alex hurt at the end of the first round. That's the only indication that he's had that he could knock Alex out. In any of the other fights, he's never knocked him out. And he implemented a strategy so confident that he would be able to knock him out that he put himself in that amount of danger. It's insane, dude. So I want to show you guys this too. So speaking of that knockout. Speaking of that knockout, watch this, dude. So you guys want to see your boy So now that you know, I mean, you guys know, you know how I feel about this sport, right? Watch this. So here's the knockout. Watch your boy. And I know it seems like it's out of frame, but just watch. You'll see. There's me. Watch me after, like, watch my reaction, dude. I hurt my fingers so bad, dude. I hurt my... Whoop. That was nice. One more time. Dude. Just jump in the air. Like, let's go. Oh, man. It's so great. And you know what's... You want to know the truth? I bet against Izzy. But you know why I did that? So I know you guys, like, my regular viewers know that I have a pretty, like, if I really want a fighter to win, I always bet on the other guy. And so I bet on Pereira because I wanted Izzy to win so bad. So, like, when that knockout happened, I lost money. And that's my reaction. Just in case anybody thinks that, like, I'm, like, I lost money when that happened. I would have won otherwise. And that's my reaction because that's how much I wanted Izzy to win. And when he won like that, dude, it's just so inspiring. And then his post-fight speech, dude, like, come on. Let me show you guys here. So let me show you. Oh yeah, I gotta show you guys the Alex in the Shadow Realm. Sorry, I am an ADD like weirdo. Okay, watch this, dude. This is what they want to show you.
Let's go, Justin. Let's go, baby. Let's go!
This is after he woke up. He was unconscious for a good 3 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes. I don't even remember more, like, because things had completely calmed down. And I started filming this because I was like, holy shit, look at this. Let me watch this, dude. His legs straight up to the ground. He has no idea what he is.
Come on! Let's go, Izzy!
And I don't know why, like, because my phone is dead, and so I had to film this with Gabrielle's phone, and then I sent it to myself, and it came through kind of, and I'm realizing right now this is actually amazing. You can still see it, like, he's like, look at him. So he can't walk. He's like, he was trying to look up at the instant replay. And then yeah, so there's that, and then let me show you the crowd. Let me show you the crowd right after the knockout, because this is so sick. All right. So this is a good, I mean, this is so like I went crazy. You guys saw that video. This is probably maybe like 20 to 30 seconds after that video ended, where people are still like, oh my God, but like it's calmed down a little bit. Check this out. These are all guys, NFL guys. Yeah, one thing I learned last night, which everybody should take really important note of, is if you're black and you're in the NFL, dude, iced out pendant chains are like never went out of style. I thought that like the iced out shit was like out of style. This shit is not out of style, man. Every single one of them had like big pieces, dude. You know, big diamond pieces. I couldn't pull it off, dude. I couldn't pull off a piece like that. I mean, like when Kevin Holland, so this dude right Whoa, where is it? Whoops, wait, where'd that go? Oh, all right. So this dude right here in the white shirt, that's Jeffries, makes a bunch of money. He had so much ice on that when Holland won, so Holland won, and then he came out right next to us, and he was like high-fiving all the players, and then he got to him, and he was like, damn, son. He's like, you iced out. He looked at him like he was crazy. Like, he's like, who's wearing, you got a lot of diamonds on, son. He said, hi, damn. Man, you wearing a lot of diamonds. It was hilarious. The guy's, and then he's like, and the dude was like, what did he say? And they're like, he said, you super iced out. Oh, man. Mike McDaniel is a big deal, dude. Let me tell you about that real quick. I'll tell you about like Chuck Liddell and some people. So in our section was like a bunch of Miami Dolphins and like, like the Bosa brothers were there. The Mike McDaniel, obviously, who I was with. Aaron Donald, Mark Ingram, Joe Burrow was there. Odell Beckham Jr. was there. I was hanging out with Raheem Mostert the whole night, like it was nuts. But man, it's just like, but McDaniel, like I've been friends with McDaniel since before he, like I first started hanging out with him so he had 1 year coaching in the NFL and then he had a year off and then he went back. I started hanging out with him when he had his year off. So like to me, I mean, it's always cool that he, it's like cool. It's like, oh, you're just an NFL coach, but he was like a low level guy when we were first hanging out. It's like, and he's married to someone I've been friends with for 25 years, like one of my best friend's little sisters. And like, and it's just so crazy because he's just one of my buddies. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it's always been cool that he's in the NFL and we get tickets and stuff and go, but I know him personally, but man, being out with him, I had no idea how big of a deal he is now. I watched Chuck Liddell completely fan out over him, dude. This is really funny, actually, just because it's embarrassing for me. But I'm sure everybody likes when they hear me, embarrass myself. But this was definitely one of those moments. So at the UFC events is the only place where like people know me. You know what I mean? Like there's like it's not uncommon for like people to know me. Like I don't go to a UFC and not have like some people like want to take pictures and stuff, which I love. And I can't remember if I said this in this video or not. I apologize if I'm repeating myself. I literally restarted this video 1,000 times. But thank you, everybody who came up and said hi. It was super fun. And then there was one person on the street last night late that I felt like I didn't give proper attention to. They were like, Jesse, big fan. And I was kind of like, thanks. And just kept walking because I had my phone was dead and we were trying to find our car. So if that was you, I apologize. I would have stopped. I would have stopped. But anyway, so like in that environment, it's not uncommon for someone to like know who I am. And Chuck Liddell was like in this like corridor. Like me and McDaniel went and we went to the bathroom. It's like this like VIP lounge that's in between the VIP entrance and the seats. And it was after the fights. And so we went down this corridor to go to the bathroom. Then we were on our way back. And I didn't really like put together that Mike was behind me, but like, so Chuck Liddell is right in front of me and he's looking at me. And I thought like, I could tell in his face. He's like, oh, I know this dude, And so I was like, and so I'm like, fuck, dude. And so I was like, Chuck, dude, what's up, man? I'm like, big fan. He's all, oh, thanks. And I could tell, I was like, oh wait, he must, cause like his energy was completely different. And I realized he was fucking looking at McDaniel because right after that, I watched him like fanning out with like his phone. He was like with his phone and he's like, hey man, he's like, do you mind if I get a picture? Like Chuck did that. Chuck's obviously a badass. I'm not making fun of him at all. I might point it, but like he like fanned out and wanted a picture with McDaniel. I was like, damn. I just didn't know because I didn't watch a lot of football last season. But like, but yeah, dude. That's how big of a fucking star he is. That Chuck Liddell is taking pictures with him like he's it's nuts, man. Obviously in Miami, everybody knows him, but like, he's just so down to earth and chill. Like he doesn't give a fuck about that stuff, dude. Like just not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. I love them, dude. Him and his wife they're so fucking cool, dude. But, yeah, I want to talk about the Jorge Masvidal one now too. I got to hang out with like a lot of cool people. I got to introduce Gabrielle to Ali Abdelaziz. We talked last night at the thing. I saw talked to Kamaru Usman last night. He looked like a rap star. Not really. Like he's got good style, dude. He was wearing like all black with this. He's got great style, man. But I'm forgetting other people that we saw and hung out with. But again, I'm just rambling. But now I want to talk about the. I'm gonna do another video. I want to talk about the Masvidal and Burns fight because that was a whole other thing. Because I'll show you guys a video that I have of me fist bumping Masvidal right after he retired. So yeah, I'm incredibly grateful for the experience I had last night. Thank you guys very much. And like I said, if you anybody who shares this video and tags me on Instagram, I will reshare every single one of them. So I appreciate you guys' help. I love you guys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Peace.